It's 5 o'clock. It's time to trade top dollar. Visit sportdurst.com.
Joshua, thank you for giving me a beautiful life and for our beautiful son. We won't let you down, okay? I love you so much, sunshine. I'll see you soon.
A family left in mourning and a community left asking why.
We are asking, why did God allow this to happen?
This after 4 officers in our state were shot and killed in the line of duty.
We're here to support their families. We're here to show them that they're not alone.
Law enforcement and people from all across the Tar Heel state gathering in honor for the first of 4 funerals. Tonight, we're reflecting with the families and communities across our state on the lives and legacies these brave men leave behind.
I love you, Josh. And I know you're here with us, watching over.
This is your evening on Spectrum News 1. And thanks for joining us on this Friday evening on Spectrum News 1. More than 1,000 people gathered for the funeral of Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officer Joshua Iyer. The day began with a procession from CMPD headquarters in uptown Charlotte, then a service inside First Baptist Church. Stories that left you crying, laughing, and with a better understanding of the man behind the badge. We are bringing you team coverage tonight as the community mourns these fallen officers. Our Courtney Davis, Molly Hurley, and Sidney McCoy, there to witness the painful but important moments firsthand. Let's start things off with our Courtney Davis, who was inside the funeral service. She also saw the procession for Officer Iyer. Courtney was emotional just watching from a TV screen. I imagine even more so in person.
Yeah, Rob, it has been one tough week here in Charlotte, and friends and family of Joshua Iyer gathered today to share some of those stories and even poke a little fun at him. They talked about how he was one of those people that really took his job seriously and cared about the community, but he also was one of those people that would constantly check in on friends and family, send them funny memes or videos that he saw online. But the most important thing for him was his wife and his son. And his mission in life was to make sure that his country and his community was safe. Friend, father, husband, hero. 4 words used during Friday's service that friends and family of Officer Joshua Iyer say embodied his soul.
He had the ability to make the world feel small. When he spoke to you, all he did was listen.
Iyer was first called to serve his country in the National Guard. Then later, he served his community for 6 years as a Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officer, protecting his country and his community from the bad guys, just like his favorite comic book characters or beloved Star Wars Jedis.
Homicide suspect, he would get you. Stole a sandwich from QT, Iyer's getting you too. No one was safe.
But the most important role in his life was being a devoted husband to his wife, Ashley.
He was so good to me.
And a super dad to his 3-year-old son, Andrew.
I know Andrew is too young to know it right now, but his dad died a hero with a full heart.
A kind, caring man who not only provided and took care of his family,
He cared so deeply about everyone he knew. Even though some of you also got on his last nerves.
but was always looking out for friends.
It was not uncommon for me to roll over in the middle of the night and see his fingers typing away as he was doing his best to support his friends, his battles, and his fellow officers. Or maybe he was just sending you an inappropriate reel on Instagram.
And while those who knew him say he hated extra attention,
So if you really want to honor him, please help me by maintaining his legacy through Andrew. Help me teach him about who his daddy was and what he meant to each of you.
they're just grateful for his devotion and sacrifice to protect their lives.
Thank you for giving me a beautiful life and for our beautiful son. We won't let you down, okay? I love you so much, sunshine. I'll see you soon.
Ashley Iyer, as well as the friends of Iyer, said today that they are so grateful to the incredible outpouring of support from the community during this difficult time. And those friends of Iyer's who spoke did promise Ashley that they would help keep his memory alive and help remind his son Andrew of what a great dad he was. Reporting in Charlotte, Courtney Davis, Spectrum News 1.
And we also did hear from Iyer's best friend that his son Andrew is a spitting image of his father. Courtney, thank you so much. Want to head over now to our Spectrum News 1 reporter Molly Hurley. She was there when hundreds of people lined the streets of uptown Charlotte to show their support for fallen CMPD officer Joshua Iyer. Molly, you were there to see today's procession unfold, and we saw a community come together in a time of loss.
Yes, hundreds of people gathered in this vicinity to honor the life of CMPD officer Joshua Iyer. This is just a remarkable day that ultimately so many people came together. There was a procession that traveled along this road here that traveled about two blocks south of where I'm at CMPD headquarters. Take a look inside this special tribute to Officer Iyer. Sounds of tribute. Is all you could hear for miles as his fellow officers escorted fallen CMPD officer Joshua Iyer from Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Headquarters to First Baptist Church in uptown Charlotte for a solemn and honorable funeral service. The sights gave new meaning to a sea of blue, as hundreds of law enforcement officers from near and far followed in the procession route to say farewell to their fallen brother. And through powerful sounds of bagpipes was silence. Sighs from law enforcement and their spouses echoed from the streets. And at the conclusion of the memorial service inside First Baptist Church, those same members of law enforcement led Officer Iyer to his resting place, a simple but powerful action to honor him for making the ultimate sacrifice. Just one of what will be 4 funerals that will happen here in the Charlotte area as we continue to cover this tragic loss in our state. Reporting live from CMPD headquarters, Molly Hurley, Spectrum News 1.
That is something we heard over and over again. Officer Iyer always put others first, never making it about himself. Molly, thanks so much. We want to head now to a different procession, the third in as many days, this one honoring the life of fallen officer Sam Peloche. Peloche served 14 years with the state's Department of Corrections. He is survived by his wife and 2 sons. Joining us now, our Spectrum News 1's Sydney McCoy, live in Charlotte. Sydney.
The procession for Correctional Officer Sam Peloche had numerous departments involved today, and it all started here at the Medical Examiner's office in Charlotte just a few hours ago. Samuel Peloche was a charter member at Seventh-day Adventist Church in Rockingham. Earlier this week, I spoke to the head elder of the church and Officer Peloche's friend, Milton Aguilar. He said Officer Peloche had a heart for the community and was always looking to help others. Aguilar said he would describe Officer Peloche as a total professional, as well as an amazing son, father, husband, co-worker, and community member. He says he still can't believe his friend is no longer with us, but wants everyone to know how amazing and dedicated the fallen officer was. Officer Peloche's funeral will be held on Monday, May 13th at 1 p.m. at First Baptist Church in Charlotte. Live in Charlotte, Sydney McCoy, Spectrum News 1.
Funeral. Officer Iyer. Sydney, thanks so much. And throughout the hour, we're going to bring you more on the life and legacies of all 4 of these fallen officers. We also have an update on the latest funeral and memorial plans as members of the community and first responders continue to pay their respects. And you can visit SpectrumLocalNews.com or download our Spectrum News app. You can see a gallery showcasing the emotional, touching, and heartfelt tributes from the service and memorial events. All right, when we come back, why one community member called today a true testament to the support officers show each other. We'll have that and more of these somber and inspirational scenes from today's services throughout the evening.
Welcome back, everyone, to the weather on the Winds Forecast Center. Wrapping up the working school week on this Friday with a bit more cloud cover, but still some very warm temperatures across the area. Some clouds, a bit of sunshine, and a jet contrail right there through the weather sim picture coming out of Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill. This camera looking off in an east-southeastward direction. Storm tracker Doppler radar showing no stormy weather in our area right now. However, we do have a couple of isolated showers that have popped up, just kind of hitting this around the area. Most of us are going to remain dry this evening and overnight and into very early tomorrow morning. Just a small chance for a couple of spotty showers. This activity looks like it's going to move to the north and east and miss our viewing area, but that's going to change a little bit as we head toward tomorrow afternoon. Satellite radar composite goes into motion, showing you the clouds increasing a bit, but we have seen some sunshine as we've gone through the day. And again, showing you that to our west, that's where we've seen the bulk of the shower and storm activity today. Around the region right now, pretty much everybody in the mid and upper 80s. RDU and Durham have both touched on 90 yet again this afternoon. Here's the setup on the surface map showing that small spotty shower chance with mostly cloudy skies through tonight into Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, though, our shower and thunder chances will be going up. Not going to be a total washout in the afternoon, but just about at any time during Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and Sunday, there's going to be some scattered shower and thunderstorm within our viewing area. And like I said, additional shower and storm chances as we wrap up our weekend on Sunday. So our forecast for tonight, overall, we're dealing with mostly cloudy skies with that small chance for a couple of spotty showers. And it's going to be warm. Overnight lows dropping back into the 60s. For your day on Saturday, first half of the day, clouds, maybe a couple of spotty showers. Much better chance for showers and thunder developing into the second half of the day. Daytime highs reaching the low and the mid 80s. A check of your latest 3-day forecast. Additional scattered shower and thunder chances on Sunday. And yet again on Monday, back to work and school with highs in the low 80s and another chance of scattered showers and rumbles of thunder.
And let's learn a little bit more about the life of Officer Joshua Iyer, one of the officers shot and killed Monday afternoon. He was laid to rest today. Officer Joshua Iyer spent 6 years with the CMPD. He was in the North Tryon Division and had just recently won Officer of the Month in April. He is survived by his wife Ashley, his son Andrew, his parents, and 3 siblings. Officer Iyer was born in Hackettstown, New Jersey in 1992. He joined the junior ROTC high school, eventually joining the North Carolina Army National Guard. Officer Iyer served for a dozen years, including 2 deployments going to Iraq and Kuwait. In 2017, Iyer graduated from Pfeiffer University with a Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice. And also today, the city of Charlotte said their final goodbyes to Joshua Iyer and his family. Friends and law enforcement, they came out and laid him to rest. Law enforcement came from all over the state to the funeral to support Iyer's family and the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. Our Kate Pattyfoot, she was there along the procession route to the church and the cemetery and said it was so quiet you could hear a pin drop.
A huge outpouring of support as hundreds of people lined the streets of the Queen City for Officer Iyer's funeral.
It's just a sad and somber moment for Charlotte, for this country. It's not something that you would expect to happen here or anywhere, but I think it's sad for everyone.
Officer Iyer was one of 4 dedicated members of law enforcement shot and killed Monday, sending shockwaves through the community.
When one hurt, all of us hurt. You know, I just hated it to happen, you know, like this, to see a police get killed or see anyone get killed. I'm just hoping and praying that the world get better.
Iyer's funeral procession left a powerful impression on Adams.
It's overwhelming. I mean, I've been standing here for nearly 20 minutes and this procession is still going, and it's really a true testament to the support of the police officers, that the amount of police officers from different precincts have come out here in districts, towns, cities from all over.
And seeing law enforcement come together in a time of solidarity.
The city is about 10 or 12 miles long. If we can get everybody to stand together, brothers and sisters, black and white, stand together like this, it'll be a beautiful world.
So many people are coming out to pay their respects. Kay, thank you. And we also spoke with a retired officer from New York City. He says his sons are police officers with the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. He came to the funeral to support the Iyer family and the department. A copper day on the campus of the flagship university of our state's higher education system. Coming up next, we take you to UNC Chapel Hill to the campus after a chaotic week of clashes between protesters and police. We are following up if action could heat back up. But first, we are continuing our team coverage honoring the fallen officers lost in our state this week. Be sure to stay with us. This is your evening on Spectrum News 1.
He was so good to me. I never have and I never will question how much he loved me. And I will carry his love with me for the rest of my life.
So sad. The wife of fallen officer Joshua Iyer giving an emotional eulogy at his memorial service. Iyer was one of 4 officers killed in a shooting on Monday in Charlotte. There was a sea of support in the Queen City as Officer Iyer was laid to rest. He's survived by his wife, son, his parents, and 3 siblings. The North Carolina community also paying respects to NC Adult Correction Officer Sam Peloche. This was the scene on Friday of his procession through Charlotte. He served 14 years with the state's Department of Adult Correction. He later joined the Special Operations and Intelligence Unit assigned to the U.S. Marshals Carolina Regional Fugitive Task Force. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children. Peaceful protests at UNC Chapel Hill Friday after a week full of chaotic scenes involving students, officers, and members of the community. Students are calling on administration to pull out of deals that benefit Israel amid the ongoing conflict between the country and Gaza. Spectrum News 1 reporter Evan Siri joins us from Chapel Hill with the latest from campus.
Yeah, as you can see behind me, things have really calmed down here on the campus of UNC Chapel Hill after what was a crazy and hectic 7 days here on campus with all those protests and rallies and encampments. And to the right of me here, you can see that the school has placed these huge metal barricades around the flagpole here of Polk Place. And the flagpole is where there was so much hostility, a center of tense moments between security and protesters over the course of these last few days. So they've placed these large barricades here, things that you would really see in maybe large city protests, something that you would never really normally see on campus. And also we know this morning that according to Chapel Hill police, about 100 or so people gathered at the Peace and Justice Plaza, which is known as a place for people to come as an expression of free speech, use their free speech. And then that turned into a march into campus. Students walked through campus for about an hour or 2. That's according to Chapel Hill police. No arrests were made. This was all very peaceful. We talked to a student named Lila who was walking around campus earlier this morning who talked about what these barricades mean to her when she sees them.
To me, the original message of the protest was not about the flag, and I think that's kind of what it's turned into. When the original message with students that were participating in the encampment was divesting from companies that were involved in Israel and involved in what they are doing in Gaza, and I think a lot of the narrative on campus has turned away from that.
And it's unclear how long these barricades will be up here at Polk Place, protecting both the flagpole and that former encampment site here smack down in the middle of campus. We've seen what remains of this flyer, unclear what it said, but that's these types of flyers that have been kind of ripped off the barricades are all around the barricades, but it's unclear what they say, and it's unclear how long they'll be up here. I'm in Chapel Hill. Evan Siri, Spectrum News 1.